Amid their escalating feud, Elon Musk has now deleted his X post in which he dropped a bombshell, claiming that US President Donald Trump was named in files pertaining to the case of Jeffrey Epstein. Musk's move hints at a possible truce with Trump since the duo exchanged barbs on social media. So what is really happening? A lot of confusing signals coming in from there. Let's try and decode, these messages that we've been getting from both sides with our guests who are joining us on the broadcast. We have David Sofair, Republican strategist. We have with us Ashok Sajjanhar, former diplomat, and also Brahmachelani, strategic affairs expert. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. David Sofair, let me begin this discussion with you. Can you explain to us, in your understanding, what is going on between world's richest man and world's most powerful politician, the President of the United States of America?
Thank you very much for having me, and greetings from Washington, D.C. What's happening is unfortunate turn of events that the two have had such a public fallout with President Trump and Mr. Musk. Now, Mr. Musk has served the government in a fantastic role with Doge. He's cleaned up a lot of the swamp, as we like to call it here in Washington, D.C., the bureaucracy and the real waste and fraud that is inherently so part of Washington, D.C.'s federal government. Now, it's a shame that things have had to come to light in such a way. There are multiple theories about why this has happened. I'm not going to go into those. I do not discuss or speculate, conspiracy or unfounded facts or figures on TV or in print. That's our policy. With that being said, the door is still open for Elon to move in Washington, D.C. He's still well liked within the administration, even though these things have been said. He's done a terrific job. Now, if he wants to go and start a new party as an independent or whatever, I mean, who knows? But at the moment, I would just call that noise, as we're so far out away from that. So we need to see what that looks like. With that being said, we all wish that Tesla does well. I mean, Tesla started out as an independent company, and in the spirit of great American innovation, it has done fantastic things. So, it's and received unilateral and bilateral support until the radical Dems, of course, decided that Elon was bad and Tesla was bad, and then they went back to their Suburbans and Escalades and all that because, let's face it, they don't care about the environment.
Okay. Ambassador Sajjanhar, what do you say about this big and ugly breakup that perhaps began because of the big and beautiful bill, how it was criticized by Elon Musk first, and he stepped down from his position at the department that was supposed to advise the White House, the Trump administration, on where to, reduce funding, etc. Because now what we are seeing is, on one hand, Musk is talking about, perhaps the concept of a third political party, a new political party in America. He has also deleted his tweet on Epstein files. So is there, an attempt towards some kind of a patch-up or a reconciliation? What's happening in your opinion?
Yeah, thank you very much, Hina, for having me. Let's go back a little bit, when this bromance started, really. I think even at that time, it was thought that this was too good to last too long. That a breakup would take place, but that it would be so nasty, it would be so dirty, and it would be so quick. I think that no one had really anticipated. Because, both these individuals, as you said, the richest man and the most powerful person, both of them are very strong personalities. They have very strong likes and dislikes. So, the way things were happening, it did appear that down the road, there would be some sort of a rupture, but that would be sort of, gentle, and it would, the breakup would take place going forward. But this has been too sudden. Within a day, it has come. And I don't know, I think reams are going to be written about as to why did this happen. But currently, what people are talking about are, the clash of personal egos and clash of ideologies as far as the two are concerned. Now, the question that you asked, Hina, about the likelihood of a patch up, from the current situation, it doesn't appear to be very likely because there have been sort of, such invectives and vitriol that has been heard from both sides to each other. I think this is really seems to have muddied the water beyond redemption, in my view. So it's, and it has been all in public view. All these things are available on whatever X or, Truth Social or whatever it is. So it's not as if this has been behind closed doors and there's been speculation about that. So in my view, it is, definitely not going to come together, and both of them are going to be losers. I think both Mr. Trump as well as Mr. Musk. Mr. Musk, I think in the more immediate short-term scenario, he's going to be a bigger loser.
Okay.
But I think going forward in the medium term, when the midterm elections take place next year, November, I think the pressure could be definitely on Mr. Trump.
Okay, interesting. Mr. Brahmachalani, of course, we are seeing the kind of impact, his breakup with Trump is having on his net worth, on Tesla stocks, how investors have started dumping Tesla shares as well, the kind of market value crash that we also see taking place. And of course, we don't know why it is really happening. I want you to tell our viewers a little bit about the impact this could have.
This rupture, unless healed, could help reshape American politics. We should not forget that Elon Musk played an important role in getting Trump reelected as president. He spent almost $300 million in the last election, and American elections are oiled by big money. But more importantly, he helped galvanize the MAGA base. He helped bring voters out to vote, and he focused his attention and resources on the battleground states, because after all, the US election is determined not by majority of states, but by a handful of states known as the battleground states, and that's where Musk focused his resources. So he played a pivotal role, and now that he's threatening to launch a new party, and that new party, if it were to be launched, would actually largely undercut the Republican Party, because many of its supporters of the new party will come from the conservative ranks. So any new party that is launched will actually only undermine the Republican hold on Congress and on key states. But I think looking at the larger dimension, this was a mutually beneficial relationship for both individuals, Trump and for Musk. And it has come at a bad time for both of them, because Trump's approval ratings have been falling and falling quite significantly. Elon Musk's companies, their share value has been on decline even before the split became known. And since the split, his Tesla stock has really fallen quite sharply, though there was a rebound yesterday on Friday. But still, when you look ahead, it's clear that this rupture will significantly alter the fortunes of both the president and of Musk. It's possible, though, that the two might actually patch up, because it's in the interest of both to set aside their bitterness, their rancor, and find ways to work together, because that partnership will be mutually beneficial, both for Trump politically and for Musk financially. And more importantly, this partnership will help to galvanize the MAGA base, which is the reason why many of Trump's supporters, who are also friends of Musk, are urging reconciliation between the two individuals.
That's a very interesting point you've made. In fact, two key points that you made. I'd like to talk about how it could reshape American politics in just a bit. But before that, you're saying that it is going to be beneficial for both to patch up, to come back together, and that's an interesting point. Do you see that happening sooner than later? Because now Elon Musk has also deleted this tweet about Epstein files. I mean, it was a very, very big bombshell. Many called it the biggest bombshell by Musk against Donald Trump, with him deleting it. Do you think we are already seeing signs of it? Because both of them are also businessmen at the end of the day. For them, what matters is, money, business. Nobody would like to lose it. Mr. Chilani?
Well, you're right, absolutely, Hina. The fact is that Musk went overboard. He attacked the president in ways that you normally don't expect someone who's a friend of the president to attack the president. I think his deletion of that Epstein file post indicates that he realizes that he made a big mistake, because it's one thing to have differences, policy differences. It's another thing to turn those differences into personal differences and to attack your own friend, your friend with whom you have had a good relationship, a friend in whose election you invested nearly $300 million. And I think Musk is now beginning to realize he's trying to retrace his steps, but whether the reconciliation will begin now or later, only time will tell. It's clear from last evening's remarks of President Trump that he's still fuming. He's still fuming over the insults that Musk has hurled. But I think reconciliation down the road at some point may be possible.
Maybe that's why he's called Musk the man who has lost his mind, and he would not like to, talk to him. And that's interesting. David Sofair, I want to ask you about the point that Mr. Brahmachalani made specifically about how what is happening between Musk and Trump could actually reshape American politics. We've already seen Musk, in a way, talking about, having a new political party. What is your opinion on that?
Sure. So, in the States, you have the option to create a new political party. There's been plenty of third candidacy parties over time. They really did not get off the ground as an independent or as a libertarian. Now, in regards to Musk or whatever, I don't see this reshaping American politics. And I really don't think that this is going to be a big detriment for Elon Musk. I mean, Tesla's a fantastic company. It's much more than just a car company. And if you look at the import of his new ideas, I mean, Wall Street just cannot resist it. Even the big funds that are run by Democrats. Money has no friends, and they're part of the Green Party as well. So the share prices are already going up. The technology is so great, so expensive, and in Washington, people forgive and forget, and the news cycle here is so fast that I don't see this reshaping the administration or anything of that nature. So what Elon has done, there's not going to be a rollback of that. The insults and accusations or whatever is something else. These are just insults. Both men speak in such a way, unfortunately, at times. But I'll tell you something as well. Elon Musk, President Trump, and I all have something in common, and that is we all started out as Democrats. So, the party lines have really shifted today of what a Republican means, and it certainly is shifted to what a Democrat means as well. I mean, if you look at Bill Clinton now, if you look at Bill Clinton, Democrat, I mean, he left the White House with a surplus. He wasn't particularly socially liberal as well. And if you compare him to an AOC or even a radical progressive like Kamala Harris, I mean, it's night and day. So yes, the parties have changed. There, of course, there could be room for a third party candidate. I mean, I guess these are all, wild ideas and, verbose blanket statements at the moment. So, but no, in a nutshell, this is not going to really change the presidency. It's not going to change Tesla, and it's not going to change Washington D.C. in the short or medium term, in my personal view.
Okay, Ambassador Sajjanhar, what do you think?
In my view, if it's going to be, I would tend to put my money with David Sofair, that I don't think it's going to. These two-party system, by and large, has survived over all these years. And, what happens on social media, gets limited only to social media. So, just making an assessment that there's going to be a new party which is going to be very successful, 80%, I don't think it has much, evidence to substantiate that it would be, because, it could be just a party on X, on Twitter, and on real ground. I don't think it would have much traction or much support. But yes, in terms of, and that's what my last comment was, that when the midterm elections take place next year, and if Mr. Elon Musk's funding and support does not come for the Republicans at that time, then I think there could be a very strong chance of a big defeat by the Republicans at the hustings, both for the Senate as well as in the House of Representatives. And that would, in any case, after 2 years in the second term, a US president is a lame duck president. But if he loses all support in the Congress, then of course he is going to be quite an ineffectual president. And
I'm
even
sure
now,
Trump would not really want that, and perhaps that's why the signal is the patch-up could happen sooner than later. We'll, of course, be watching this space very, very closely, but it was really interesting talking to each one of you. David Sofair, Ashok Sajjanhar, Brahmachalani, thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective on this story.